Boys, welcome to Dunstable Town, Rob and Liam. First of all, welcome to the club, lads.
Thank you very much.
Come on this new era under Steve. Obviously, come across from Harpenden Town. How does it feel now to be embarking on what is a new journey at Dunstable Town?
For me, to be working with Liam and Steve at Dunstable Town, so excited. Actually, can't wait. We spoke out there, the sun was shining. Just really want to create some magic here, bring the energy and get things going. So really excited.
What is the one thing that you're looking forward to getting started at Dunstable Town? Obviously, it's not, we said to Steve, non-league. You're going to have to, there's new players come, players go. You know, we're at the stage of the season now where you're not sure what the squad's going to be. So what's like the number one priority for you guys right now?
Well, tonight we're talking to some of the existing players. We're going to talk about what our kind of philosophy is, what our kind of ambition and our plan is, and then hopefully in the next couple of weeks we'll meet a few of our current squad. We're already talking to players. We've kind of got our targets and we're speaking to them early. And then, it all starts on June 18th. And I always say the team that starts pre-season is never the same as the team that finishes pre-season. Sometimes lads do well, they might go on higher, they get picked up at friendlies. Some lads aren't what we're looking for at the moment, they might be moved on, and then other players come available, people get injuries, so it chops and changes. So it's not always the most stable of times. It can be quite a stressful time if you're part of a management team, but enjoyable at the same time. In a weird way, it's very enjoyable. So
yeah, definitely. I mean, obviously, it's been Steve's first venture into management. Been obviously at Harpenden for a long time. I said the same to him. How hard is it for you guys, obviously, to leave what's gone on over there? Because it would have been easy just to stay there and go, you know what, we're going to ride on this crest. We've got into the playoffs, but we're going to come across here with Steve and look to build something. Was it hard for you guys to also take that leap, like Steve said? He said himself, it could have easily just stayed there and you'd been in the comfort zone, but fair play to you boys for all of you just going, look, new challenge at Dunstable. How hard was it to leave the situation that you were in to start afresh somewhere else? Like we say, we don't know what players we've got right now. It's literally you're starting from page one, day one.
Yeah, look, our time and experiences at Harpenden Town were incredible. Working with Mickey and all the guys over there, we had a great journey. But there comes a time where you say, actually, an opportunity to work with this guy and Steve, and absolutely just go for it. So that's how I feel. Great experiences there, great achievements across the whole club and all our associates there, but opportunity now to work with Steve and you guys and Liam and get things going over here.
Yeah, how vital is it, Liam, the role that you guys are going to play now? Obviously coming in with Steve, being new. Steve's got so much going on and it's about attracting players. Obviously you guys have been involved in the pro game, so the network of non-league players is always vast, it goes everywhere. How important is it, the role that you guys are going to now play in the next 4 to 5 weeks as we go into the first pre-season?
yeah, well, we talk most days. We've got obviously everyone got what kind of WhatsApp group, and we have specific targets. We have a kind of method to it as well, so we're very particular. So we have the kind of almost like set players that we will speak to first, and then actually it's the delegation. So Steve is very meticulous of how he works, and he'll delegate things out to us, whether it's about friendlies, whether it's about speaking to players, whether it's about speaking to current players. That he's mainly been doing that, and then also starting to build a bit of a program. So it's regularly talking, it's putting stuff on lockdown, and it's been very clear on what we need to be doing at the moment. So it's not just kind of hope for the best and him trying to do everything. It's actually he's very structured in how he works and make sure that we're all kind of having an input and playing our part.
Well, what does Dunstable Town Football Club on the pitch look like for you coming into the season? Obviously we spoke to Steve, he said, look, I want to be on the front foot, I want to be attacking. How do you guys see it from your perspective? How do you get, it's all good saying it, we want to be, we all love attacking football. How hard is that for you guys? Like I've said a few times already, is when you come in and you don't know the squad you've got yet. Obviously, it's hard to want to plan that, but how do you go about putting that emotion now as we start pre-season like 3 weeks? How, being new into the club, how do you put the wheels in motion to get your message across?
So I think into that first day of pre-season is just saying that fills us up with such excitement. That's where we're going to do our work up there. Steve would have said to you that hard work, that accountability, that respect, and establishing those standards in the group. We get the guys up there, they'll see what we're all about. I've no doubt they'll embrace it, lots of questions, but they'll feel that energy and that passion that we're going to bring to the club and to the group, and really establish a really high quality, well respected group of players. So that's what I'm personally excited about. Get up there, get on the training pitch, got some absolutely mustard sessions, and get the boys going.
Yeah. Neil, we said to Steve as well, what's some of the non-negotiables you guys have got as coaches and assistant manager? Obviously, the mantra that Joe started here, and when he got here, was very much, it was structured. There was some really strong non-negotiables at his club, and I think everyone as fans would be keen to see them carry on. What's your guys' non-negotiables? That it's a big no-no from the players. You do this or there's the door kind of situation.
I have to say, from seeing Joe come in before and being at other clubs in the league, it was noticeable straight away. With all respect to those that came even before Joe, you notice that there was a real shift in the types of, even the players running in at half time. I'd never seen that at non-league level, and that was something where I was like, whoa, that's quite impressive. And you saw the standards rise at the club and the kind of expectation as well, and it's looking to try and continue to build on that. So around our non-negotiables, it's all, it's about hard work, it's about having the right values, doing things the right way, and I think that professionalism, I think under Joe before us, you really saw that professionalism within the club, whether it's through the media channels, through, the games and, kind of fan base as well, where the expectations have been risen and, the fans are bringing more noise. I think he's continuing to kind of build on that and recognising what's been done really well here before, but continuing. And the overall aim is to win more games of football and to go for promotion. We've got to develop that real winning mentality from the offset. Really, in pre-season, we've got to set our stall out and get it right straight away.
And just on that point there as well, just that whole genuine feel about the club, about the fans, about everyone involved. And if we're all together, which we will be, we're a real force.
What's the biggest challenge, lads, when you come into a new club? Like I said at the start, you've been at Harpenden, you've been involved in the pro game, but when you come into Dunstable Town, what do you think the biggest challenge is going to be for you guys?
God, I've had a few clubs. I think.
Sorry, been here.
Depends where the club is in that kind of moment in time, Jenny. So I've gone in clubs where they've been struggling at the wrong foot of the table. I've gone into clubs where they're at the top of the table and they're doing really well. So it's probably recognising what the need is for the club and what do they need in that moment of time. So we've got at the moment we've got a big transition at the club where you've got one manager leaving, where some of his players are moving on as well, which we fully understand, and respect, and so it's with that transition, we've got to recognise what the need is now and what the club want to achieve, and that's promotion. So we've just got to kind of work towards that at the moment and make sure that we work with the current players to achieve that. We get our recruitment right, and also we look at what's within the club already, so some of your younger talent as well, and picking out the best bits and going with that and making sure we're organised and planned and we have that vision as well. Because if you don't have the vision, then there's no aim, is there? So yeah, I think it's making sure that we have that, we start to build up winning mentality and building that vision.
Yeah. Rob, how hard is recruitment this time of year? Because like you said, you're coming into a new team where you are starting from scratch, but season hasn't too long finished, but like me and you just said, we're chatting outside. In 2.5 weeks, we're going to be up there for pre-season. So how is, I bet you guys have never, Steve said this, his phone hasn't stopped literally since I sat down with him nearly 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
But how is the recruitment going? I know fans will be interested to see like how is it all going? Because like I said, the team at the start of pre-season isn't going to be the team that come the end of August might not be that side. But how is it for you guys now recruiting players?
I'd say it's actually, from kind of recent experience, it's actually probably been a little bit easier because people know Dunstable, they know it's a good club, they know it's very professional, they know so actually it's been a little bit easier than I thought it'd be. There's been a lot of interest from players, and I've also had a lot of players get in contact with like myself and Swanee and Steve, and that's a good sign. Sometimes when players aren't getting in contact or they're avoiding your calls, every player we've spoken to so far has responded. They've said positive things. What you've got a lot at the moment is you're looking for lads around the leagues being restructured. That's obviously, I think Dunstable are quite safe, but the area they might live, they're looking to see where the other teams, is there going to be a Sawbridgeworth or a Stansted, and things like that play a part. You've got other lads that are still playing football at the moment, so they're playing for their Sunday league teams, and they're saying, well, let me just get my season done. And you've got other lads as well, just waiting to see, there's a few clubs at the moment where they're just waiting to see how things kind of settle over there, and they've got to speak to their current managers and stuff and see what the ambition is. But I'd say the majority of conversations we've had so far have been really positive, and You know, we're very confident that we're going to bring in a really competitive team, you know, players to complement what's already here.
And I think building on that point as well, those conversations, those relationships, building them, you know, people understanding a little bit more each other, trying each other out, and then once we get up there on the training ground, you really bring it alive, and people get engaged in the people, the process, but also just in the energy that's around. So I think that's how we're going to evolve and grow it.
We're quite well, you know, we always look at the model, we're quite aware. You've got like, you know, the Tuckman's theory, which is around group development. So you're going to have the form and start where people get to know each other. You're going to get the storming part where there's going to be difficulties, you know, and that might come within performances in pre-season or early in the season. We might have unexpected results because you've got a new group that you're trying to form. And then from there you start to go into the kind of performing part where you suddenly go on the kind of upwards and start to do well. So that we're not naive. We know that there's going to be times where it's not going to be swimming and sailing, and things might not going to plan, and we've got to be prepared for that. We've got to understand that sometimes it's part of the process.
We often say this when me and Matt sit down and do the podcast, that patience isn't a word that football fans like to use it a lot. But is it a fact that you're going to have to be a little bit patient with what's coming into the door now? Because like you say, you guys, you're all new, the players are all going to be new, so come like August, September, is it kind of that you want to win games, you want to be competitive, but is it kind of, look, we're all new here, we're learning about players, we're learning about systems, is it a little bit of patience from both ends, from you guys to the players and us as fans, or do you just want to hit the ground running and say, look, let's give it a go?
We're able to win every game. I've seen it with, you know, one of my previous clubs, Leighton under Lee Bircham. They got off to a very good start, and they were a new team, a lot of new players that have been kind of brought in. So, you know, sometimes things go to plan football when you're not expecting it to, and sometimes when you think everything's going to come together, it doesn't go together. So you know, it's just one of those things. I think it's about taking it one game at a time and making sure that we're reviewing everything as we go along, and that's the end game, is to win every game and to be, you know, to have the best cup runs, to be competitive in the league, and to be performing well. But you know, that's what the aim is. So you know, it's just going along, and actually, if there's things that disrupt that as we go along, we've just got to review it and understand as to why that's happening.
What can the lads expect coaching-wise? I mean, Brad behind the camera there, we come down and watched most of the pre-season training sessions last night. Different managers and coaches work in different ways. Well, like you were saying, you can't wait to get up there. You've got some sessions already planned. What can you expect from you guys coaching-wise, if you're a new player at Dunstable Town?
So what you'll get, I know from him as well, I work with this guy, and is incredible. Is you get high energy, you get passion, you get super organised session, but also get freedom for the players to express themselves. And one of the really important parts for me is that development of the player, but also the development of the person. You know, that you get those two linked together, get the player developing themselves, you know, not only in football, but also outside of it. You can really get the best out of people. And we're creating a team of people who want to, you know, support each other, work with each other, and generally want to win football games and do the best for Dunstable Town. And that's what you're going to get from us.
Yeah, definitely.
For me, non-negotiables intensity. It has to be intense. It has to match game levels. You know, you train as you play.
Is that hard sometimes in pre-season? I mean, I remember as a player in pre-season, the intensity. I mean, gone are the days of running up hills with someone on your back and stuff like that, but it's important. That football has changed a little bit, isn't it?
So you might see some of that.
Yeah, well, you do want to. It is important to train how you would play it. I think that's what we come back to earlier. It's been installed in what was here in Dunstable Town. Yeah. I think it sounds like you guys are going to bring that with you.
Yeah, you know, preparation's key, but at the end of the day, you don't, as a player, you shouldn't just, you know, train for yourself. You should train for your coaches, your club, those that come and watch you. You should train for your teammates. You know, you've got to be giving yourself. You know, we always use the analogy that if you're our best left back and you're training against our best right back, if you're not doing it right, then how is it going to be adequate preparation for a game on Saturday? You know, it could give false hope, you know, false confidence, and we want to make sure it's really competitive, so it has those levels. So when we go out on Saturday, we've done everything to make sure that we're best prepared and for going and winning the game of football.
I've heard you two are a bit of a double act on the side. Who's Ant, who's Deck, who's likely to get sent off first in the season, who's likely to get a yellow card? We had a chat with Steve backstage, shall we say. He said you're a great double act on the sidelines. What can we expect from you guys come match day?
Rolls Royce. I'm always very well behaved on the side.
He gets a yellow card in the first game.
I have moments. Yeah, it will sometimes kind of slowly build up, and then it'll come out as kind of one, and it'll catch people off. But going back to comparison, probably Deck with a hairline.
Well, boys, I'm going to wish you nothing but success at Dunstable Town. Just finishing up, if you had to have a message, Steve Dunny, if you had to have a message to the Dunstable Town fans as we head into pre-season, and the season starts on the 27th of July, by the way, what would the message be to the Dunstable Town fans?
Come down, meet us, support us, be with us. We'll give you everything, and we try and entertain you, and we'll be winning as many football games as we can. We want the love, we give you the love, and we're really excited to get going. So.
Yeah, we're really open life books, so, if people want to come down and watch training and witness it firsthand, people are welcome to. At the same time, people want to come speak to us after games, we'll have some good pre-season games here, come and talk to us, get to know us, and if people have any questions, feel free to ask. We're always giving an honest answer, and we at the end of the day, we're now kind of custodians of the club, and we just want to do our best and do what's best for Dunstable Town. So
yeah, boys, good luck.
Thank you very much.
Pleasure, mate.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, mate.
thank you very much.
Cheers.